The NEC divides hazardous material areas into 3 classes and discusses handling electricity specific to each area. So Class 1 hazmat areas are those where electricity could ignite airborne gases. Examples of Class 1 areas include refineries, paint shops, gasoline storage areas, and alcohol production plants. You see, these locations often contain airborne chemicals or gases that are highly flammable or susceptible to explosion, making uncontrollable energy even more dangerous. So, 2 practices used to counteract the dangers in Class 1 areas are purging and inerting. Purging is the flushing of flammable gases from the atmosphere using non-flammable gases, while inerting is adding a non-flammable gas into the atmosphere to reduce the amount of oxygen that would be needed to support burning. Next up is Class 2 hazmat areas, and that's where airborne combustible dust is present. Some examples of Class 2 areas are coal mines, flour mills, plastic plants, and candy factories. Here, electrical equipment must be airtight and resistant to overheating. Class 2 dangers come from dust getting into the electrical equipment itself. And because of this, purging and inerting are not commonly used as they can stir up the dust and just create a bigger risk. If dust does get into an electrical source in a Class 2 area, the machine should be switched off and the dust removed using a high-powered fan carefully and in a controlled way. Okay, so unlike Class 1 and 2, Class 3 areas don't have airborne materials that can catch fire. Instead, the risk comes from flammable materials that build up on floors, counters, and equipment. Sawmills, leather plants, and shoe manufacturing are all examples of Class 3 locations. Machinery in Class 3 areas should be well insulated and always kept and run within safe temperature ranges. Now, one way to counteract dangers in all areas is through engineering controls, or in other words, using the right tool for the job and location. Since all electrical devices use a current of some kind, only approved equipment must be used in hazmat areas. All equipment, wiring, and installations should be identified as intrinsically safe and approved for the specific classified location. The National Electrical Code, NFPA 70, well, it provides information on the types of wiring, enclosures, and connections suitable for use in each classification area. But no matter what hazmat class area you're working in, all wiring and electrical equipment should be kept up to code and tested and approved often.